Hi everyone, I'm going to give you some quick instructions for part one of the plate tectonic map making activity. The first thing you need to do is open the plate tectonics and Google Drawings pages. Both of these, and I would suggest looking at them using the split screen feature, at least at first. You can go back and forth later. The first thing you're being asked to do is click on this box that says plate boundaries, and if you look at the box, or at your new page, basically it outlines all of the plate boundaries that we've discussed in class. Transforms in purple, convergence in red, divergent is in green. There is the blue diffuse boundaries. We will not be talking about those today, so you can ignore those. Your main goal is to outline on your map similar boundaries that are outlined on the PBS map. So what I would suggest doing is using a scribble line. And for example, if I try to outline this red convergent boundary, I'd start over here and I'm going to outline as I go. Now, the first line you make, you don't get the options for coloring, but after that you should be able to color it. So because it's red here, I'm going to make my same line red, and I'm also going to thicken up my line up to like 8 points so it's much easier to see. Now I can keep going on and actually continue down my boundary lines, and you have that nice thick line. So as you switch colors, you'll have to do that each time, but primarily once you get your line set, you're good to go. So anyway, that would be your first step, and you're going to use, again, this map to determine where these boundaries lie. So as you can see where I started, my red lines mimic the similar red lines on our boundary. So that's step one, doing that for all the transform, convergent, divergent. They definitely do not have to be exact. Just try your best to get a good comparison of each. Step two, you will need to show plate movement for each type of boundary you trace. So we need to remember that divergent is dividing where the plates separate, convergent, the plates are colliding and they come together, and transform plates slide past each other. We're going to make our arrows pink. So I'm going to come back to my boundaries. So right now we just have the red, which is our convergent boundary. So we will make arrows that show them colliding. So for example, I would place an arrow here. The plates would basically be pushed together. And I asked that the plates be pink, so I'm going to change that color. I think that might be as pink as they get. And we will do that for not necessarily every boundary, but a good portion of them as you go along. Okay, so for this map, again, you'll continue on with all of your boundaries, so you should have all three colors, and then you'll continue on and make your arrows. Please also make a key somewhere on this page that lets you know when you come back to this drawing what all the lines stand for, whether they're your green, red, purple, or pink. Please don't hesitate to come up and ask if you have any questions throughout the activity.